Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, we're reviewing a Toyota Camry TRD. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Toyota here in Murray, Utah for giving me some time with this Camry TRD. They have this black one for sale as well as an underground one for sale as well. So I'll include a link to their inventory so you can check out those two Camrys and the rest of the cars they have. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 22 around town and then 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 301 horsepower and then 267 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, just the normal Camry hood, and I think it looks pretty cool. Popping it down below, you can see the bezel with the light has been blacked out, and then notice all the trim down below has been blacked out, and then you've got a little bit of red accenting here on the side of this front splitter, which is really aggressive looking. And putting it all together, it looks really cool being all blacked out. But I will say the underground color you can get on the TRD, I think pops even more. Again, the contrast between the darker gray and the blacked out elements, it just hits the spot. Now coming on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 235/40, 19 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels, satin black, you have the red brake caliper, TRD logo also in red as well. And you guys can see again on that red accenting how that continues all along the side here with the side skirt. That looks really cool. And taking a few steps back, here is your full side view with the TRD. Now taking a look at the key fob, you guys can see we've got our lock and unlock function. We got the opening for the trunk and then the Camry logo on the back. Now taking a look at the trunk, you guys can see Camry TRD, and then look at the outline here with the covering. I think that looks cool too. But yeah, really spacious cargo area. Again, it's a Camry at the end of the day. When you're all done, just plop that down. You guys can see the spoiler here on the back, definitely out there. I think it looks cool though. And then look at the taillights here. Again, TRD logo, and then really aggressive looking exhaust tips and the diffuser too. Putting it all together, I still think this is the coolest looking Camry out there, but let me know what you guys think. Now taking a look at the door panel, you guys can see soft touch down below. You're going to rest your arm, and then I like this trim piece that goes to the handle. And then taking a look at the seats, you guys can see with the red there inserted in the center, and then look at the red seat belts as well, and then red on the floor mats. Now legroom back here is good. I mean, again, it's a Camry at the end of the day. We also have a little storage pocket. We got some more storage down below, and then headroom, solid. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see a little bit of soft touch here at the top, and then also down below you can rest your arm. All of our window controls, and then we've got our mirrors right there. TRD there on the seat, and then you can see again with all of the red, and yes, we have red seat belts up front as well. Camry TRD there on the floor mat, and then really nice looking pedals. And then we have this for the stability control. That's to open up the trunk, gas cap release, and then you got some nice stitching and stuff there. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, soft touch all around. You've got red stitching there on the center portion. Paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed automatic. We also have our adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. You got controls for center stack, volume, voice command controls, and then your regular stocks here on the back. And then here's the gauge clutch. You can see the red outlining there on either side, and then you've got the little center screen here, which you can scroll through to see different bits of info on the car. And then in reverse, you guys can see we've got a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn the steering wheel. Resolution's pretty good. And then we've got a bunch of analog buttons on either side here and analog controls overall. So yeah, pretty easy to use, by the way. When you press the buttons, I mean, it all responds very quickly. So easy, good infotainment system, easy to use. Got more soft touch here on the dash. And then also, look at that trim that goes across, and then the red stitching down below. Single zone climate here with the TRD. And then you guys can see we've got our secret Camry storage space down below. Got some charging area, or charging ports right there. Shifter for the 8-speed automatic with the TRD logo there on the top. Drive mode select here, keeps things simple. Auto hold, parking brake, some cup holders. And then look at the center console. Got some USBs inside. Nice padding here on the top as well. And then you guys can see storage in the glove box. Now here's our window sticker for this Camry TRD. Pretty much everything is standard. We've got basically just a couple options. Total MSRP $34,734, and let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood. Both the mirrors do have plasma monitoring throughout the rest of the rear. And Camry TRD away. Also, that underground, such a cool color. Such a cool color. I hope that ends up on more Yodas, as we should say. If you're a Yoda person, you understand the Yoda way. Anyways, I actually like the sound of this exhaust. It's definitely louder than a standard Camry. For those of you that are wondering, actually not going to go out that driveway. It's possible, but that driveway, like the thing's so thin, I always worry that I'm gonna like curb a wheel, even though, knock on wood, hasn't happened. I always have that concern. Car review cost $500 because new wheel. Car review made $5. Anyways, seats with the Camry TRD, pretty comfortable. Actually, I do like the cloth inserts. I like the overall feel of the seats. They kind of like everything in this interior has a durable feel. It's one of the things I like about Toyotas is everything feels tight and durable, which, yes, it's a big plus. Also, the secret storage. It's like the best part of the Camry. Oh, actually, setting off, very smooth. So we've got, you know, tuned suspension with this. It's supposed to be sportier, right? But it's still really comfortable. I love the sound of the V6. I like it. It's fun. It's a fun sound. That's so comfortable. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the F-Sport package on Lexuses. I would not be shocked if this is like, they call it TRD, but it's all like the same stuff. Because this feels like basically an IS 350 F-Sport. Like, that's what this drives like so far. Got the Camry TRD in sport mode. We're gonna go slow through this pedal so we don't flood the engine. Okay, now we're gonna get on it. Yeah, it's got good power. Okay, I guess I was a little bit quicker through that pedal. Gotta get the defroster on because it is, there we go, I guess that'll be fine. I was gonna say, it is getting super foggy in here. But yeah, I mean, it's got, a 301 horsepower V6, naturally aspirated. It's not like the fastest thing on the planet, but it gets up and moves at a really solid pace. I like it. And again, overall, this drives really well. I like how this drives. So to sum things up here, man, these puddles. Sum things up here with the Camry TRD. I think it looks really cool. I love the steering, I love the handling. Again, this just feels to me like the IS 350 F-Sport. That's what this drives like. And I think that's basically what the Camry TRD is. It just has sportier looks. And I guess that, you know, something to note is this is obviously front wheel drive. That's what has the 8-speed. Whereas with the IS, right, they're usually all-wheel drive. Obviously you can get rear-wheel drive IS, all that. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the Camry TRD. And let me know if you'd get, that's an interesting question. I mean, this is obviously a lot less expensive than an IS. And I think it's actually a bigger car, a little bit. Speaking of TRDs, there's a RAV4 TRD. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Let me know if you'd get this, or if you'd get the IS 350 F-Sport out of the bunch. And I guess I'll leave you guys with one last acceleration so you can hear that glorious TRD exhaust. Yeah, there you go.